to a situation like this, and what exactly unfolded today as far as the response from Bryan PD?
Well, without getting into too much tactical information, policing has really changed over the last few years. And when we have an active shooter, the first officers that arrive on scene will immediately enter the building rather than waiting to get a group of officers together. We're trained to do that, and our officers did that in this case, although the suspect was already gone. We do that because we know that if we intervene sooner rather than later, more people are going to survive that kind of incident.
A worker inside the warehouse told us that the shooter seemed, or she heard that the shooter was targeting specific people. Do you have any information on that?
I don't have any information on that.
Can you tell us where exactly it happened?
It happened at the Kentmore cabinet shop, halfway across the building. It's pretty good-sized manufacturing building.
Do you know how long the employee had been working there?
I do not know that.
According to a line worker, they said that he got angry by something. Is there any understanding in regards to what set him off?
I do not know what set him off.
Where was the suspect found?
He was actually arrested by DPS, and I believe in Grimes County, but I don't know the exact location. I think it's the intersection of a couple county roads, I believe.
Do you know what kind of weapon he was using?
He was using, I believe, a handgun.
Chief, what is the police department doing now, and then where does the investigation go tonight?
Well, we're processing the crime scene to preserve all the evidence that we need to preserve. We're also working on notifying next of kin, and we're still interviewing any witnesses that have not been interviewed yet.
Do you know how many employees were there at the time?
I do not know that.
Initially, there was a report there were more than one gunman involved. As right now, it's just a lone suspect.
Just a lone suspect.
Do we know what he took off in? Was he in a personal car, or?
I believe a personal car, but I don't know the specifics on that.
So you don't believe there's any other suspects, just the one?
We don't believe there's any other suspects involved in the shooting.
Right now.
And is it just, it's still 5 individuals that were shot?
It's 4 critical, 1 deceased, and 1 not critical shooting, so 6 were actually shot.
6 were actually
By
shot?
my math, yeah.
So I thought somebody had asthma. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
One did have asthma, and that was 1 more person.
Okay, I got you.
6 including the trooper?
No, not counting the trooper.
Oh, 6 not including the trooper.
So I'm sorry, so 4 critical, 1 deceased, and 1 that's not severely injured?
Correct.
Okay.
But 6 shot and then 1 asthma on.
Correct.
Chief, I know you're not releasing the name of the suspect, but has Bryan police ever had any history with this gentleman?
I'm not aware of any, but that's not definitive.
Okay.
Can you give us an age range?
I'd be basing it on the photographs I saw. I don't know the age.
Is he being taken to the jail now, or does he have any injuries after being apprehended?
He has no injuries that I'm aware of, and I'm certain detectives are going to want to be talking to him.
How long did it take to apprehend the suspect?
I don't know the exact amount of time, but I would just guess it was about an hour and a half later.
Now, we know there was an extensive operation in order to get the suspect in custody. Can you just talk to us about the basic details of what you all had to do in order to try and get the word out and get that suspect into custody?
Well, it starts with when something like this happens, we immediately put a broadcast out on all the police radios and all the surrounding counties and agencies that we're looking for this car. Specifically today, I don't know what occurred because it was a DPS operation as far as capturing him, so I'll be filled in, but I don't know at this moment.
Would it be fair to say that other individuals' injuries are considered non-life threatening? Would that be the best way to word that?
That'd be the other person shot, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I believe they're non-life threatening on that one person.
Okay.
Do you know if he's being processed in Grimes County or in Brazos County?
I don't know the answer to that question. I would speculate Brazos County, but it'd be speculation.
As far as employees, can you talk to us about, what they are what they're able to do? Are you talking with them right now? What is the status that employees need to know?
We've had most of them have been interviewed, and most of them have been allowed to leave.
What is happening right now on the scene?
Well, we're processing. It's a fairly large scene because it's a fairly large building, and we're going through processing it, gathering evidence, and just putting together all the things that we need to.
Any idea on how many shots were fired? Would you say dozens, or?
I don't know.
Did anyone or any witness, tell you any details that you're able to share with us about the state of the employee today? Did they come in on time? Were they in some kind of mood? Were they late? Did they fire right when they started at work?
I don't know any of that information. I mean, it's the middle of the afternoon. I would speculate it was in the middle of a shift, but I don't know that.
Chief, I'm curious your personal thoughts on Bryan, Texas, now being on the growing list of cities that have had a workplace mass shooting.
I think it's indicative of a mental health issue in this country. I think it's my observation in my years of policing that that it's done nothing but get worse, and we have to address it.
So did the shooting happen in the parking lot or inside the building or both?
I can't really get that specific. I'm primarily inside the building.
And you've confirmed he is an employee at this point?
He is an employee.
And he was working today, is that correct?
I don't know that for sure.
Just to understand also, how did he acquire the firearm?
I have absolutely no idea. That's way early. I mean, we'll figure that out, but that's something that happens in days, not minutes or hours.
Was the handgun recovered here on site?
I don't know. I know it was not recovered here on site. I don't know if it's been recovered.
Is it a pistol? Oh, you don't. Okay.
I don't know.
And what from now? What happens from now here on out?
Well, we do all the things like backtrack the weapon. We interview other witnesses that might be there. We talk to family members to help determine what a motive is. I mean, it's just basic police work, which really is just doing one thing after another that makes logical sense.
Chief, what's your message to folks who know people who worked here, folks who worked here, as well as the broader community, folks who are feeling shaken right now?
Well, I certainly understand why they feel shaken, but I appreciate all the cooperation we received from the employees. They were very helpful and very receptive to assisting us with this.
Chief, are the employees still on a lockdown in the facility, or where are they?
No, they were not. We did not lock them down, and we kept them together outside of the building. But no, they went on a lockdown, and most of them have been allowed to leave.
Chief, you know the shots might have been fired since this?
I don't know.
More than 10?
It'd be pure speculation on my part.
Any idea where the victims were shot?
I don't know that.
Do you know the length of time that the incident occurred?
Well, I mean, we got the call at about 2:30 p.m. Officers arrived at 2:36, and the suspect was already gone, so it was a pretty short period of time.
Oh, wow.
Chief, is there anything you can tell us about his role, his position here?
I don't know. I know he was an employee, but I don't know what he did here.
Okay. As far as the 6 victims that were shot, do you tell us gender, things like that?
We will have that information. I don't have that information right now.
When can we expect an update from you all?
I would think that we'd probably be able to put out some kind of an update, probably on Twitter or something later this evening.
This will be the last press conference.
Yes, that's my plan.
Okay.
In context of, how often have you seen something like this happen in this city?
This is the first incident like this in this city that I'm aware of.
Any reports of the suspect mentioning any sort of violence on social media or any red flags of that?
No, I'm not aware of anything like that, but that's one of the things that we do as part of the investigation as we dig into it and drill in.
Information from fellow employees of things like that?
We'll be talking to a lot of people.
Any federal agencies participating in this right now?
We had some federal agencies that participated in the sense that they provided manpower support.
About how many employees have you talked to so far?
I would just be basing on looking at it. I would say it was 50 or 60.
Okay, Chief.
Thank you so much.
Chief, do you pronounce your last name?
Busky?
Can you give us your name?
Eric Bessel.
And Chief, since I got here late, can you just say the opening statement again for me?
Yeah, I sure can. Bryan Police received a call of an active shooter at 2:30 p.m. This afternoon. Officers arrived about 2:36 p.m. The suspect was already gone. We started conducting our investigation, securing the scene. We also broadcast what the suspect vehicle was. Texas DPS encountered that vehicle. I know that a trooper was shot. You'd have to talk to DPS for more details on that. And we've been conducting an investigation here with the support and help of multiple surrounding agencies.
And what did you find? One person is dead and 5 other hurt?
We had one party was deceased from a gunshot wound. 4 people were critically injured from gunshot wounds. 1 was less injured from a gunshot wound, and 1 was an asthma attack. 1 was deceased.
Thank you, Chief.